So, well, thank you also for the invitation. I think, well, it might be a little bit tight because I just, well, defended less than a month ago, but still, I came here to give you my, well, the insights I got from the PhD program, right? So Ivan Castro is already working somewhere. I only signed a contract. So, well, this is the way it is, right? So, well, let me first of all, we'll start with a little bit of background. So, well, I'm from nearby. So I was born and raised in Talavera. I don't know if you're aware of this small city, but I just need to promote it because I like it. So, well, there's really good pottery in there, and there's a nice river walk. So if you, well, it's just an hour away to the west. So you can check it out anytime in case you're bored of the PhD or something. But, well, first, I just enrolled in a bachelor here, right? So, well, looked like a better option to just study in English, and it was like closer. And I really liked the, well, how things were taught, right? Because my other, yeah, I just like the UC3M more than the Polytechnic. That's my personal opinion. And I also got the chance to perform, well, to do an internship at Airbus, got some experience working in the industry. Not really a good one. And then, well, I decided not to continue with the thesis, and I was contacted by Dr. Gonzalo Sanchez Arriaga, which is not here today, but well, I did a thesis with him on optimal control kites, right? So remember Ivan's topic, it was similar, a little bit earlier, I think, so you enrolled later, but it was an interesting topic, and I need to, well, it was quite, I invite you to have a look at how can you generate energy with kites. And then, well, I follow up with the MSc because I thought, well, I wanted to learn more about aerospace engineering, right? Because I think the bachelor is quite, well, you're just at the level of industry, but not the level of knowledge I wanted to acquire. So I continued with the studies here too, because I liked it. So why not? And then, well, I also contacted, well, during these studies, I was interested in, I don't know why, in model-based systems engineering. And this way, I got in contact with a group from, well, it was still UC3M, but it was computer science. But they were doing things on model-based systems engineering. And I was wondering, why not? So we collaborated together, right? I just joined their group. And it was interesting, because I got to have a look at, well, requirements engineering mostly, but yeah, how they look at our problems. Because well, when you go to the industry, you need to work with computer scientists because they're the ones implementing the things that you're developing, so to speak, right? And it was an interesting experience, and I really liked it. But yeah, you know, I wanted to continue pursuing knowledge on aerospace, something aerospace, not computer scientist. Science. So, well, at some point I was about to finish the master's, and Manuel Sanjurjo, who is, well, he's no longer a professor at the university, but he used to be. Well, he might still be, right?
He's still, yeah.
He's still, but he will leave soon. So he contacted me because someone had to decline this offer of a full-time PhD project on maneuver detection, right? So it was unfortunate, and Manolo was in a rush because the project was already going forward, and he needed to find someone to cover this position. And I just decided to go for it. I don't know exactly why, because it was pandemic time, so it was 2020. I enrolled, and then, well, the pandemic came. So, but still, yeah, I'm proud of this decision. Because actually it was quite nice, because we got to collaborate with different people in the industry and also institutions, right? So I don't have a picture for the GMB guys, but we've been seeing each other, well, having meetings every week, and also with one expert from the European Space Agency, particularly the Space Debris Office, which is Jan Szyminski. And well, I had the chance, and I couldn't decline the offer because it was quite a good position, right? Very few teaching, though I must say I enjoyed it, and well, it was a nice offer. So, oh well, and the offer was on Space to Venus. So why Space to Venus, right? And I think this is broken. No, it was this thing. Must have been this thing. So this is an easier video. I mean, I can send you a link, but basically, well, it just comments on what's going on in space, right? This is a satellite that just breaks up, and well, it generates a lot of fragments, and well, those fragments are potentially hazardous for some other satellites that are orbiting nearby, right? So there's a need to keep track of all those and issue warnings to spacecraft operators on whether they should maneuver to avoid collisions, right? To get their spacecraft destroyed by one of those fragments. So, well, basically, now this is not working. So how is this done, right? So right now, well, this is quite recent, so to speak. This is the European Space Surveillance and Tracking Consortium, right? Which encompasses different countries, right? Is on the defense side, but it's still open. So this, I think, is a joint effort by European countries, and it's a joint defense effort. I think this is similar to what they're doing with the new, I think this new fighter, right? Similar, I guess. So, well, basically, they operate quite a few sensors, mostly, well, they're all located on ground, so they're ground sensors. You have lasers, space radars that are a little bit different from aircraft radars, or usual radars in some sense, and also telescopes, optical telescopes. So here you have a couple of examples. These are optical telescopes located in Andalusia, right? And you also have surveillance radars. This is like the well, our best surveillance radar to date, and actually the only one we have in Spain. And it's quite relevant because this one is bringing a lot of money. So it was, I think, funded partly by EU, but mostly by CDTI, and led by the European Space Agency, because they had some expertise in this. So, well, and it's based near Seville, right? Because you know now everything space is going to Seville, and well, Madrid is not good for everything, right? You need to diverse. So, well, the thing is that these sensors are continuously looking at the sky, right? Trying to observe stuff. And what do you do with this stuff? Well, they generate these catalogs. This is an example of how things look like. I'm pretty sure you've seen satellites yourselves. There's also this nice app that you can use on your phone to just see something, point at it, and then it tells you whether it's a satellite or the moon or a star, right? But the thing is that, well, you need to, these sensors gather this data, right? And then they process it automatically to generate catalogs of objects, right? And then keep an online knowledge of where things are in orbit. But the thing is that when stuff starts to maneuver, it's not easy to do this automatic processing of data, right? And there's a lot of data, so you need to automate it. And well, you may predict based on astrodynamics where they are, but they might be somewhere else. And this is the core topic of my PhD. It's just to give you a hint on why there might be interest in what I'm doing, right? Because at first it wasn't straightforward for me either. So yeah, this is the thing. And there's quite a bunch of money right now in space surveillance and tracking. So it's a hot topic today, and companies start to develop around this concept, right? So let me briefly comment on my achievements. I don't know if I'm running out of time. I probably am, right? Well, basically, I attended 6 conferences. We presented 2 journal articles. I'm currently working on another one that should be out soon, I hope. It's almost there. And well, regarding the collaborations, which might be more interesting for you. So I think it's crucial to collaborate with people outside the university. I think that's what makes you a real, not a postdoc, right, but a proper PhD graduate. So you need to build some connections, personal connections, hopefully. And in this regard, well, I managed to contact this professor from University of Texas at Austin, Dr. Jones, and he agreed to host me there 6 months. And it was a great experience because I got to actually argue and discuss a lot of stuff with his students. And they were studying exactly the same topics I was studying, and that's the most appealing part of a stay, I guess. Because sometimes I feel this is how I felt. So I was quite on my own doing research here. So now I have Yannick studying similar stuff. But when I was studying here, no one was doing no one was following my research. And that's far from ideal. So that's why I suggest you to, try to look for funding and do research stays. Also, the space debris office, but that was, obvious, provided one of my advisors is working there. So for me, the most important part of the presentation is the takeaways, personal takeaways that I have from PhD. And these are the lessons that I learned, because it's a hard process, and I know. So, first of all, and something that might not be clear to you, is you need to be thorough on your reasonings and derivations, right? Because sometimes you don't have enough time to discuss with your advisors, and that's how, I mean, they're busy, right? And if you were your advisor, you would be busy too. So you need to understand that thing. But still, you need to be as thorough as possible in your reasonings, because you're doing research. You're an academic, right? It's not that you need to get that paper done. It's that the thing you're doing today will stay there forever, right? So you better expose the things in conferences or also to your colleagues, so you're sure that you can be proud of the work you're doing. And I think that's, that was a takeaway for me. Also, another thing that really helped me is asking questions and reaching out to people. So, when I enrolled the PhD program, I had to do a research stay at an American university, and I had no contacts, right? But I just, doing my state of the art and also following my citations from the work that I was doing, I just decided to contact someone the two researchers I cited the most. And I just sent them an email, and one of them responded, right? They replied, and they agreed on having me. So you need to ask, right? So it's better to beg forgiveness than to ask for permission. And this also happened to me recently, because I needed to find someone also for the tribunal of my PhD defense. And I just, I found someone in my very last conference, also from the US, and also asking, right? Because it's the only way. But yeah, that's my experience. Also, another thing is that you have to embrace your research. So you have to like it, right? Sometimes, and I've felt this many times, I thought that there was not really a point on keep pushing, right? I just wanted to have it done, because you have like the main of your methodology done, and then you need to show why it's working. And that's, I think that's the point when you have to love what you've already done and pursue just to show it to the world, right? And it's not easy. And also, finally, don't be afraid of failure, because I mean, you're here because the thing has not been solved yet, and you're here to solve it, right? And this is particularly true for people starting the PhD, because sometimes you feel like you're never going to be able to solve it, and you will. It will take time, and if not, at least you tried, and you know what not to do. So for me, what's ahead? I mean, I'll try to be quick because I think I'm running out of time. So, academia was tempting. I really like teaching and the academic world, but I don't know. I also felt like I wanted to prove that what I developed was worth it. And there was this opportunity. My advisor was also leaving to this company too. And he pointed me towards the company, and I just sent them a CV. And I wasn't expecting to join them. But in the end, I did, because they sometimes startups and spin-offs, they offer something. I mean, they also offer money. Sometimes you earn more money in startups than in actual well-established companies. So that's appealing too. But the thing is that they are interested in your research, right? Sometimes you can still do research in the shadow. It depends on the type of company, because you may not be able to disseminate your work anymore. But still, I think it's interesting. And at least I want to try doing it for the next couple of years. And then let's see, I may come back to academia. Like I think I'm not done yet. But still, this is my experience. Actually, this is a really nice company. I don't know if you are aware of it. We're very few. They just launched 4 satellites, and they plan to do space surveillance tracking with spaceborne sensors. So they have cameras on satellites, and they just want to have a look at what's going on up there. And they're closer, so they have a distinctive market, business model. So with this, thank you, and yeah, I'm happy to take any questions. And if you are interested in any of these topics shown there, just please reach out, and I'll be happy to answer. So, thank you.